Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old African-American woman, was fatally shot in her Louisville, Kentucky apartment on March the 13th of 2020 when white officers Jonathan Matherly, Brett Hankinson, and Miles Crossgrove of Louisville Metro Police Department forced entry into their apartment as part of an investigation into a drug dealing operation. Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, was inside the apartment with her when the plainclothes officers knocked on the door and then forced entry. The officers said that they announced themselves as police before forcing entry. But Walker said he did not hear any announcement, though the officers were intruders and fired a warning shot at them. The shot hit Matherly in the leg, and the officers fired 32 shots in return. Walker was unhurt, but Taylor, who was behind him, was hit by 6 bullets and died. According to the police, Taylor's home was never searched. Walker was charged with assault and attempted murder of a police officer, but the charges were dismissed with prejudice 12 months later. On June the 23rd of 2020, the LMPD fired Hankinson for blindly firing through the cornered patio door and the windows of Taylor's apartment. On September the 15th, the city of Louisville agreed to pay Taylor's family $12 million and reform police practices. On September the 23rd, a state grand jury indicted Hankinson on 3 counts of wanton endangerment for endangering Taylor's neighbors with his shots. None of the officers in the raid have been charged in Taylor's death. Crossgrove was determined to have fired the fatal shot that killed Taylor. On October the 2nd, 2020, recordings from the grand jury investigation into the shooting were released. 2 of the jurors released a statement saying that the grand jury was not presented with homicide charges against the officers. Several jurors have also accused Kentucky Attorney General Danielle Cameron and the police of covering up what happened. The shooting of Taylor by police officers led to numerous protests that added to those across the United States against police brutality and racism. When a grand jury did not indict the officers for death, further civil unrest ensued. Miss Breonna Taylor worked for the University of Louisville Health as a full-time ER technician and was a former emergency room medical technician. An autopsy was conducted on Taylor, and her cause of death was determined to be homicide. The death certificate also notes that she received 5 gunshot wounds to the body. The coroner denied a request for a copy of the autopsy. The newspaper was appealing to the Attorney General's office as of July 17, 2020. On May 15th, Taylor's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit in Jefferson County Circuit Court on behalf of the state of Breonna Taylor against the officers who were present as well as the city of Louisville. It states that Taylor and Walker were sleeping in the bedroom before the incident happened and that the police officers were unmarked vehicles. As the shooting occurred during the initial phase of the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States, at the beginning of an escalating nationwide wave of quarantines and lockdown, for weeks after Taylor's death, there was very little public reaction, little response from government officials, and the LMPD did not provide any details about the shooting or answers to questions about the case. Shortly after Taylor's killing, a petition was started on the Public Benefit Corporation website, change.org, asking for justice for Breonna Taylor. The petition quickly gathered enough signatures to become one of the site's top 3 most signed petitions, among others such as those seeking justice for George Floyd and Elijah McClain. Breonna Taylor was a bright light. She touched the lives of many, including the community after her passing. Breonna Taylor, we honor you.